Beloved, welcome to our weekly video series for the Real Truth Weekly Thoughts. I'm glad we can meet together to talk about something that will help in our Christian experience. For this week, we are talking about giving. Giving, a basic Christian tenet or principle. Let me share this story with you about giving. A story is told of a young boy, a poor boy, who used to loiter around a supermarket. This supermarket was a place for families. Many people came around to buy pastries and to buy many other things for their families. And this young boy had loitered around this supermarket with the hope that someone would give to him. But unfortunately, he always had to leave disappointed because people did not take notice of him. But once in a time, a gentleman moved into the supermarket to buy something. The young boy had observed this man entering the supermarket, but he thought as usual he was going to buy for himself or his family. But surprisingly, when the man bought some pastries, the man came out, called the young boy in his dirty clothes, and handed the items to this boy. The boy was surprised. It was first time. He looked into the face of this man and said, "Please, are you God?" What was this boy saying? This boy knew that giving was an act of God. And therefore, he supposed that that man was God. Do you know that giving is an act of God? Do you know that giving is a worship experience? Of late, there are stories about giving. And some of these stories actually discourages people from giving. You can talk about mishandling or misappropriation of funds in the larger society. You can talk about mishandling of funds in the church. And because of fraudsters who come around pretending to be Christians who are in need and only to dupe people around. There are so many stories of such nature. And because of these stories, people find it difficult to give to people who are in need. And therefore, sometimes we have to examine people who claim they are in need. But the question is, do we have to renege on our Christian duty to give? The Bible calls us to the life of giving because that is the nature of God. Right from Eden, Genesis 1:26 and 27, God said, "Let us make man in our image." And therefore God created man and gave everything that he has created to man. That was the first establishment of giving. And so giving is part of our religion. According to James chapter 1 verses 27, pure and undefiled religion is giving. And we can read that from the scriptures. James 1:27. Pure and undefiled religion before God and the Father is this: to visit orphans and widows in their trouble, and to keep oneself unspotted from the world. And that is giving. Beloved, God requires us to give. We are to give to orphans. We are to sort out widows. We are to give to the church of God. We are to give back to the society. So there are stories that can scare you from giving, but that is a Christian duty to give. Another interesting aspect of giving is that we don't only give items, we are supposed to give ourselves. When you read from 1 Corinthians 8, where it talks about the church in Macedonia that gave out, even in times of need, they were giving to others. But when you read 1 Corinthians 8:5, the Bible says, before they gave to the poor, they gave themselves. Romans 12:1 and 2 calls us to surrender ourselves to God, our bodies to God. And that is giving. So, to sum it up, we are supposed to give our bodies, ourselves to God, unspotted. And again, we are to give to the needy. We are to identify people around us who are in need and give benevolently to them. Giving should be part of our Christian experience. And day to day, we are supposed to give. Give to society, give to the church, and give to people around you. And as we do that, your week, my week, will be fruitful. May God bless you. Have a fruitful week. Bye-bye.